Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jalal Jihazi. Welcome to Morocco English Radio. The investment scope in Morocco has changed during the last 20 years. The country is currently ranked in the top 3 most attractive destinations of international direct investments. To talk about the attractiveness of Morocco and the Moroccan success story in this field, we are honored to host Mr. Simo Al-Andalusi, the CEO of Lotus Capital. Mr. Andalusi, welcome to Morocco English Radio.
Good morning.
Good morning. Mr. Andalusi, before we kick off our discussion today, could you please introduce yourself to our dear listeners?
Sure. In a nutshell, left Morocco at the age of 21. I was a comedian. I wanted to be an actor before I went to Canada, then on to the US. And then I started my entrepreneurship journey. So it's 17, I'm 38 today, 17, 18 years in business. Started with sales, public speaking, started in network marketing. It's an industry for 7 years, then moved into real estate where I did brokerage, sales, investments, raising capital, and then finally real estate development where we buy, build, and sell in Canada and also in New York where I spent a lot of years over there. Then moved into some other ventures, fintech. I want to keep it very short and sweet. Fintech, real estate, and now I'm in the financial sector. Well, finance as a whole, so multi services type of company. So that's what we are.
Very good. So when did you move to Morocco?
2016.
2016. Oh, that's good. And when you moved to Morocco, what did you do? What was actually the idea behind bringing that experience from international market like US and Canada and coming to Morocco?
Honestly, you want the
I want the truth.
You want the truth?
That's what.
Okay, great.
No, I want the truth, only the truth, and nothing but the truth.
Okay, amen.
Please help me, God.
I came back for family, right? Really, it was out of the blue type of
family driven.
Yeah, it was a move. It was an emotional move, really. So when I came back, I was kind of like all over the place. I didn't know where I belonged. I come back, I stay. I didn't know really what to do. So I could for the first months, I didn't know where to put my head on my foot. So I kept working remotely with my businesses. I kept my businesses international, and then slowly started looking into some local small ventures, just to dip my toe in the water and feel it out. That's pretty much how it started, and then started looking into other businesses. Failed some, to be honest with you. Lost some money. Got shocked.
Learned
a lot.
Learned
a lot.
Yep.
So, but it for me. There's no failure. Everything is cool.
Yep.
I keep learning every day, and today I could tell you that it was a great move where I came back to my natural environment. Where I'm Moroccan, right? I'm Canadian Moroccan. I spent 10 years in Canada and a year and a half in New York in the US. But I feel I'm international. I travel a lot. I do business internationally, but I live where I'm supposed to be. That's what I could tell you.
I think it's in Good Morning Morocco, we usually get guests from Moroccans and as well foreigners, and we always honored and we pleased mainly when we see Moroccans coming back to the country. And you can go, you can really travel, you can learn, you can invest, you can make money, but you always have in you that spirit of one day that you will go back to Morocco. And I think that link with your family and we always have somehow a missing piece or a missing tile that we said that we have something missing even when we are living abroad with all the commodities and whatever we have. We always feel that, and I think that's what triggers you as well back to Morocco, Simo, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, you come back for family first.
Yep.
I mean, mainly family.
Yep.
Then also get married. So that's an extra reason. But no, I mean, I brought all this knowledge that I've learned in the internationally. I brought it back here. I brought the spirit, the vision, the mindset. Obviously, we're trying to navigate through. and it's not the same environment. But we're trying to change things. Honestly, I mean, I'm trying to look at things with a fresh, new pair of eyes, and we think that Morocco is going places now. I think with what's going on in the world
and with Morocco actually going the extra mile in the World Cup, it's something that's actually quite interesting. Yeah,
that's huge. I mean, congratulations for the Moroccan national team and everyone
for the result that they have done. So when you came to Morocco, how did you start? So your businesses, give us some timelines. We would like as well to understand your story. Then we can move more details into your field.
Honestly,
yep.
I changed it. I went upside down. Really, I went sideways. I started with I went from business, real estate, like really big business where we're doing in the U.S. with some of my investors, and then I was like, you know what? I just got to do it the Moroccan way. Let's open a cafe or open a shop. And what I've done, honestly, was at 360 degrees. I opened an ice cream shop. It's called something like ice rolls or whatever. I brought a machine from China and I started making ice cream. It was funny.
That's a big shift.
I didn't know what to do, to be honest with you. But I'm a doer, right? I just got to keep on doing things. That's it. I can't stop. When you're an entrepreneur, you got to keep doing. That's it. You just keep doing. You don't know where you're going, but you got to keep on doing, and you're gonna find something. So that was not a flop. I actually built my business, or I built for 3 months and sold it for profit.
Fantastic.
So this again, it came with expertise and experience, and from previous experiences that I try not to lose. Right, so when I spend my time and my money, I try and at least leverage that opportunity. And I went again to some other opportunities in real estate locally, but I didn't know the market that much. So again, I went back to my my business back and forth into Canada and US mainly, and this is where basically I kept doing business for a few years until now.
Yep. Okay. And you continued in that path basically until today. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So mainly Lotus Capital falls in basically under that field and that experience that you brought from US and Canada to Morocco. Yeah.
In a way, but also open to new things. I'm always developing new things. I'm always reading, talking to people, seeing what's out there. What are the sectors that are doing better? Where's the money at?
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
So Simo, you moved from US and Canada, and you brought with you that kind of a mindset, and the entrepreneurship mindset in the North America is quite different, and it's a complete change when you come to Morocco. When you came, and I believe your mission was to develop your business and to concentrate on your business development. How did you manage that change between the operational and as well between the business development and dealing with all the local challenges and all the local requirements for the country? How was that experience?
Based on my experience, when we started the business, its first mission was to launch a fintech. So we were given the opportunity to launch a fintech in Europe, which we did for the first year. I had a team of 10. So we had some great human capital, but I've first experience in hiring people and managing people. So operations were kind of hard, because you have to discuss vision, show the way and everything, but it was not my forte. Forte was more biz dev, more business development, financing the operation, raising capital from my investors, because I learned with time that you never use your own. I mean, you use your own money, but you also bring in investors. Yep. It's a way to have less exposure to your own capital. But it was kind of tough on the operation side. I'm going to be honest with you.
When you decided to invest in Morocco, I'm pretty sure, as you mentioned, you tried to bring some investment funds and as well, to some people that can actually join you along your venture.
Sure.
How was that experience? Was it difficult to sell the Morocco destination or a project in Morocco? How did you do that approach? How did you manage to convince them? We would like to know your ingredients and your secret, if it's possible. Secret. I don't think you will be talking about secrets, but let's see.
No, right now.
It was a good try. It was a good try. How did you do that?
I mean, obviously, based on my network, I'm not going to talk for the whole investment community, right?
Sure.
So obviously, a lot of people don't know about Morocco or know only a few things about Morocco, right? That they know Marrakesh and Tagine.
Yeah.
Right. That's the first thing they talk about.
Yep.
But few people like are willing to venture into new countries where, I mean, obviously you sell the stability of the country under the leadership of our king, in all of that stability, being close to Spain, being the hub for Africa, all of that. We know the drill. The thing is, only few people know about the country, and they're not all willing to invest their money because they see a lot of risk. I think because Morocco can do more in terms of branding, in terms of selling the location, selling the geography. It is an opportunity. We have a lot of leverage if we can just use it in assets. I mean, Morocco has assets. Just the location where we are, geography, being close to Europe, being in Africa, all of that. We know the story, right? It's just how it's been communicated to the business community. And I think they're doing a great job at this, more than before. As we heard that the US is the biggest investor, more than the French.
Absolutely.
Which is a great thing. Honestly, I am much more... I'm happier that the English-speaking world is interested than the French. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not very fun.
You don't have to say that.
I don't like the French model.
We are in the Morocco English Radio as well, so that's a big proof that we are changing.
That's why I'm here. I love the initiative that you're having, because I think it's a great output that somebody has to go out there and talk about Morocco the right way, the international way. CNN and Fox are US based, but what does Morocco have for the international community?
Absolutely. That's one. It's good that you mentioned this point. You've given me the opportunity basically to talk to our listeners about what Morocco English Radio is about, and that's exactly what it is about. Today we're bringing you Simo and Lucy as one of actually Moroccans that they are coming back to the country. Despite all the challenges that we have into the country, we still love this country, and we will overcome all those challenges. And we have a lot of assets that we should focus on. But at the same time, there are many efforts being done by all the elements or all the ecosystem. I mean, we have the Minister of Tourism trying their best, bringing actually tourists to the country, doing a lot of English campaign, doing campaigns in different countries in different languages to highlight actually what Morocco is about in terms of opportunities for tourism, stability, etc. We talk about the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Morocco Now. We keep talking about it because it's a very interesting name. When we mentioned it, it's Morocco is now. I keep saying it all the time. It's not tomorrow. It's not the day after. It's right now. It's we talk about coming and investing in Morocco today, and that's what Morocco Now is about. And we can see the impact of that. We're becoming now one of the biggest exporters of cars. Our notoriety into the market is increasing, and it's becoming more and more easier to sell the destination. And without a good and a proper communication channel, and I believe, beside what we do here in Morocco English Radio, that's actually a national cause for us, Simo. We wake up in the morning thinking that this is what we should do. I want someone to be sitting in Singapore and actually going through the radios and trying to understand what Morocco is about, and searching and finding two Moroccans, you and me, today, talking about what Morocco is about, talking about that capital and that asset. And this is what that's what we are about. That's actually our vision and mission.
Yeah, you need to be the major league of communication. I mean, there's amateur communication, which we see a lot of right now. But there's also major league. You need to be in the major league. People don't have no more time to listen to wishy-washy type of platforms. They need to hear and see things like they hear on their own platform. So I think we need to raise the bar. Absolutely. We need to raise the bar in the way we can make it. I mean, one content can be explained and discussed and branded or communicated in multiple ways. 100%. And you don't need one channel. You need multi-channel.
100%.
You need to be aggressive.
100%.
Because people, it's psychology. The more you talk about something, the more you tackle it, the more it's like hitting the nail on the head.
Absolutely.
Boom, 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 boom,
until
boom,
it's done.
Until it's done. If you just hit the nail once a year or twice a year, well, it's going to get you 10 years until you just plug it in that wood, right?
Absolutely.
So I think we need to be a little bit more aggressive. We have a momentum, and we have to serve that wave. Right now.
We have another point as well to add, if you allow me, Simo, to add this point, is Morocco is a country. And when we speak about Morocco, it's not just a country. Morocco is a brand. And a brand with all the elements and all the benefit that it has and all the key selling points that you have into that specific brand, you need to communicate on it. You need to create a good communication channel about that brand. And that cannot be done unless we are aggressive all the way, and unless we toggle down and we benchmark as well. Because today, I mean, we don't need to go anywhere else. There are actually some success stories and some success models.
Of course.
You look at, for example, Singapore. They came from nothing, and look at them today. They are one of the biggest international markets in terms of investment. And Morocco, with all the asset that we have a lot of things to highlight. And I think everyone should contribute to that. You are doing the same today with being in the show, and we really thank you very much for that. And we are trying as well our best to do that. Yeah, thank you.
No, definitely. I'm with you all the way.
So from ice cream, you moved to what exactly afterwards?
Wow.
What
you
a big change,
remember me. You should not remember me with ice cream.
Look, I will keep remembering you that. I believe you needed that at a certain time. You had to do something, yeah?
Sure. I mean, I pride myself on these experiences. You know what I mean? I mean,
the best learning opportunities, yeah?
Always.
Yeah.
And I love failing.
Yep.
I'm going to be honest with you. It's a roller coaster. It's up and down, and sometimes you doubt yourself.
Yep.
What am I doing here? Why did I come back? I was good over there. Your worth. Look, I'm not Mr. Ice Cream, and I'm doing ice cream right now. The vision changes. What am I going to do in the next year or so? Do I have to come back? So this is the question in time. And I think a lot of expats, when they come back to the country, that's the death valley. That's what happens. So this is either you stay or you go back. I know a lot of people that went bust, belly up, spending a lot of money, paying salaries, launching a business, and then the business never picked up. And then they went back. Yep. But they wish you could stay. But at the end of the day, you gotta put food on the table. Right? And we believe that, al-Muktab, we believe in destiny. And whatever your opportunity is, you just go where the opportunity is. Morocco sometimes can be an opportunity, but also has a pros and cons.
Yep.
And those cons can be bad when you have a family, kids.
Don't you believe that in Morocco we still have good investment opportunities? Because when you look at, for example, US and Canada, and you try to think about a new idea or launching something new within the country, the market is quite saturated. I mean, I'm talking over there, basically. So don't you think that Morocco is still quite virgin in many fields where we can actually launch if we are good and we can succeed?
Of course, Morocco it's a virgin area. It's a virgin market. There's so much we can do down here. Because when I look at Morocco, I look at Morocco and Africa. Morocco is just not a country; it's a hub. You look up Morocco and 50 plus countries, because with the free trade agreement, you get access to 2 billion people through Morocco.
Absolutely.
So think about a company coming down here.
Yep.
Just let's go hypothetical. You go to Morocco, you open an office in Casablanca, but your main operations and focus is, you could basically be in Morocco and do business in Burkina Faso.
Absolutely.
Or Guinea.
Absolutely.
Or Senegal, which is a very close country. All of these are open through Morocco. So it is, I look at it as an area, not just a country.
Absolutely.
So Morocco has a lot of opportunities only if everybody can work towards the same vision, and be much more entrepreneurial, which is starting, by the way. Digitization, open companies in a day or two.
Yeah, absolutely.
Paperwork, all of that.
It's a lot of effort has been actually done there. We cannot actually miss this opportunity to recall what His Majesty King Mohammed VI
definitely
advised on simplifying all the procedures, not only for investors, but as well for citizens in general. Yeah. It's citizens' rights. It's the Constitution. Anyone is allowed to get his needs and his documents or whatever needs done in a certain time without any delay. And we start feeling that, as you mentioned. We can actually mention, for example, today, Morocco now, we just talked about it in a few minutes ago, but we can mention as well the central or the regional center of investments, that today they are a one-stop shop for opening companies for anybody. What I think as well, from a personal perspective, we're probably missing like a small piece, which could be a department mainly for coaching and to listen more to basically foreigners like you that came to Morocco. Because if I'm Moroccan living in Morocco, I'm dealing with those challenges on a daily basis, and I'm a kind of have that humility and I know how to deal with those challenges. But if I'm coming from abroad, with an American vision, when everything is done online, where I don't have to deal with any challenges in terms of documents, and I come here, I'm actually facing that challenge, and that can be my down, not moving forward. And I believe that we probably should think about those people, not to lead them to that failure and packing their luggages and moving back to the country, is to listen to them more and see how we can help them to overcome some of the local challenges. And I believe it's done now with many entities, but we should do a lot of efforts in that area.
Definitely. And I mean, coaching people is also a very important part. I think, I mean, again, let's keep it very honest here. Okay, no, I'm not.
That's what we are about. We're not gonna polish things.
I'm not politically correct, but I'm saying that we're too much academic, and we're not. I mean, I believe in IQ, EQ. So the emotion quotient. The EQ part is really teaching people how to deal with people, because you don't deal with companies. People deal with people. I can be company B and you company A. It's just one person talk onto the other. It's just emotion. And I think mindset, training people on how to negotiate, on how to sell. Selling is very important. Whether you sell a product, you sell yourself. I mean, even when you go to a job interview, you got to sell yourself, right?
Absolutely.
So you got to learn sales.
Yep.
Sales is the number one thing. And I don't think we teach people how not to be entrepreneur. And I think some people want to be an entrepreneur. So I think there's got to be an opening somewhere.
A link.
A link somewhere where people can say, you know what? I want to be an entrepreneur. What do I do? Where do I start? Okay, you need X, Y, Z. So it needs to be like a process for someone. Okay, you got to get coached. You got to learn this. You learn the language.
Absolutely.
You can learn Mandarin.
Absolutely.
If you want to learn Mandarin, which is very complicated, but you can learn it, right? Human beings absorb fast. It's just the process, the environment got to change. I think more entrepreneurs create more jobs, more businesses that open, right? I think, I don't know have the accurate number, but I think there has been in 2022 or 2021.
Yep.
You had 100,000 companies being open. So that just trials. 100,000 people trying to be entrepreneurs.
Yep. Absolutely.
First year, you'll have maybe 50,000 that go away.
Which is normal.
Which is okay. It's a
everywhere.
ratio. It's a ratio.
It's everywhere.
And from the 50,000, maybe you have 20% that stay.
Yep.
And from the 20%, 5 years, maybe 2% or 5%. I don't have the accurate numbers. What I'm saying is that it gets diluted all the way.
Yep. We should maximize that number of success versus the failure.
But that tells you a lot of people right now want to be entrepreneur. They don't want to get stuck in a 9-to-5 job, which means a lot of people want to make money.
Absolutely.
How do I make money? Do I sell? What do I sell? To who? So they have to teach them the basics of sales. You're selling a product. Microsoft sells software.
Absolutely.
I don't care how many people will work there, but they sell software. They're selling something. How do I sell this to who? Okay, Morocco close to Africa. Let's show Moroccans how to sell to Africans.
Absolutely.
It's the closest country right now. You got 2 billion people that are willing to buy a certain product. And you got Moroccans, they have the product, but they don't know how to sell. Just one example. Teach Moroccan how to create opportunities just to sell to Africans. Forget Europe for now. It's saturated. Sell to Africans.
Absolutely.
Doesn't mean but the food, clothes, I don't care.
Services.
Parts, services, IT.
Yep.
But consolidate all of that. Put a platform. Teach these people. Teach them how to make a cold call. Yeah. I started with cold calls. I would call anybody and get through any door to any meeting. I would deal with billionaires in New York.
Yep.
Attitude.
Yep. Mindset.
Your attitude is your altitude.
Yep.
Mindset is everything. It's all in the brain. You got 10 centimeters, you either make it or break it down here. Just right between your eyes. That's what I believe in.
Based on you, how to become an entrepreneur?
Wow. I mean, again, everybody has a certain answer, but based on my experience, again, 17 years. 17. That's all my life. But I never had a job, by the way. I never worked for a first salary. I never had a job. I never had a pay stub.
Hit the ground running all the time.
But you know how stressful it is, man?
Yeah.
It's crazy. You have to live off trying to sell something to someone, and this is how you pay my rent back then. You go from failure to failure, doubting yourself every day. There's 365 days, and there's no weekends in entrepreneurship.
Absolutely.
No weekends.
Absolutely.
So Monday is Sunday, and people are partying, but you're not. because you're thinking of Monday, and you know what? You're the 25th, and you still don't have the rent money, and you gotta sell something because you're based on sales. You're selling something. I don't care what business you do. You're selling something to someone, and people have to pay you against that service.
Absolutely.
So it's stressful, but you know what? It's the best feeling in the world, because when you get to any type of place, any level, you're grateful. And you get gratitude, and then you go, like we say, alhamdulillah.
You grow more.
Grateful, you grow more, you go to a next, and then you feel
get
like
more confidence, yeah.
But you believe in whatever I put in my mind, I can do. That's a mindset. A lot of people don't believe in themselves. One failure, people say they fail before they start.
Absolutely.
Who am I? Why me? I'm not that good. Again, it's parents maybe. It's the environment. It's school. School teach you how to be a taxpayer.
Yeah.
Go get a job and pay your taxes, and that's it. Be a happy citizen. Go get a loan, get a car, marry, get kids, which is okay. But a lot of people want more. They just don't know how to get more. So entrepreneurship, I think, starts with mindset and changing what's in your head first, and then teaching you how to do things. It starts within you.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, that's why you see a lot of coaches right now. It's all over the place. People are being personal coach, business coach, and these people are not even business owners, because they see there's an opportunity. People just want to be motivated. There's nothing motivating. Like we see Morocco right now saying, oh, I'm Moroccan, like 3 years old, 4 year old saying, oh, I love Morocco. See, this is great. We should I think
encourage that.
We should take the national team right now and make them campaign the whole world, the whole country. You go to villages and you go to schools and teach them, hey guys, if you want it, you can do it. You know what? That nobody tells them. Nobody tells them. You have a dad that says, wow, you got to go get grades. You got to have the high school degree. I always heard that if you don't have a high school degree, you don't have a passport. What does that mean? That you're not that good. You're not gonna amount to anything in your life. If you don't have that degree. Really? Let's look at all the billionaires and people who made it around the world. 99.99 don't have no school degree.
They just have mindset.
That's the real degree.
Absolutely.
Which means you have a degree within you. You just know how to unlock it. And then you got to go and pay a coach to say, oh, you're good. You're good enough. Go out there.
Absolutely.
So I believe more in a mindset than anything else.
My question again, I will always take you, Simo, to where you came from. Well, you came from Morocco. You went to US and Canada. Then you came back. Again, based on your experience, when you look at the two components, because when we talk about entrepreneurs, we talk about the mindset of the entrepreneur himself. Then we talk as well about the ecosystem that actually encourage the entrepreneurship. And here I will go to the very important component, which is the money injected into those businesses. And we probably can talk about the private equities, or the companies or the investment funds, or all the lenders or all the companies that will be interested. One of them is the banking system as well. That's one of the elements. Do you believe that the mindset that we have in Morocco is different from the mindset that we have in US and Canada? And I will explain myself more. I believe, that's my personal thing, and probably I'm wrong, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, that we talk more business plan in Morocco than vision, which is the other way around. Because if you go, for example, and you pitch for an idea or a business in front of actually investment angels, they will probably ask you some financial things, but how they will judge you in US versus how they judge you here? And you are actually into this field at the moment. What's the difference based on your experience?
Well, it's true that, let's not even talk about banks. Because banks don't fund ideas, right? Yep. You know that. Banks, there's no liquidity. Banks only give you money if you give them their life.
Absolutely.
You got to give them what you own.
Yep.
And if it's enough, then they give you money. So let's just discard banks and let's talk about angels. Again, I am not the expert.
Sure.
100%. I'll talk about what I've went through and what I've seen. What I've seen. Well, obviously, I raised $2 million myself for this fintech, and I exited. I built it. I sold my position in a fintech in Portugal, which I'm not allowed to talk about right now because it's not launched officially.
Okay.
But I see that internationally, people do invest in human capital, and they invest in the management teams. And you can have the best Excel sheet in the world. Your Excel sheet is only as good as you
Best
want it to be.
business plan, yeah.
No, it's only as good as you want it to be.
Absolutely.
You could play with numbers. You could give assumptions. And, year 3, I will just pick up the business. I will break even year 4 and profit by year 5, blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
And then it's great. At the end of the day, people are going to be like, okay, how much did you put yourself in your own business? Oh, nothing. So you get no skin in the game. So that's what people want to see outside.
Yeah.
They were like, you know what? Go. That's what we call friends and family money. So you go get like $100,000 or $50,000, whatever,
From people that trust
just to
you the
show
most.
that
Yep.
you believe in your idea, because they want to see, okay, this guy really believes in the idea. We're gonna now fund you for whatever 95% or whatever.
Yep.
And I don't think in Morocco, honestly, what I see, you see all these programs on TV and everything lately, like they want to do the Shark Tank type.
Yep.
They give him like $10,000. What are you gonna do with this idea, with this money? Seriously,
Yep.
nothing.
Yep.
So it's all of these businesses are gonna stay in mom and pop shops,
Yep.
right? Small businesses. I think in my
It's your personal point of view.
it's my personal
absolutely,
point.
yeah.
I mean, that's
we
it.
Respect, yeah.
So you won't build a big business out of it, but it will be a great start if somebody don't have money. So it's also a good thing.
Yeah.
But it's night and day when you
Yeah.
talk about
Yeah.
international in Morocco. I think these people have to come. The international markets have to come down here, and they have to be accompanied. Like we have to take them by the hand like a baby.
Yep.
Teach them. They know how to fund businesses. What you need to do though is bring them down here to Morocco and teach them the mentality, the culture, how we do things. At the end of the day, they will find a way to find data. There's no data in Morocco and Africa. There is a little bit of data, but there's not real data.
Yep.
They cannot know who their target market is, their TAMs. They call it the TAM target.
Yep.
But I think there was an opportunity for these people to come down here.
Yep.
Because they have the liquidities. They know how to deploy it. I don't know. The investor has like $100 million. He can come down here, but he will come with his team and invest in Moroccan businesses. And I think they do it. They invest in local VCs. They
Yep.
invest in local PEs in Morocco and Africa. So I think it's being done already.
But at different levels, I believe. I think it's done more,
Yeah.
as you mentioned,
Less
as a
exposure.
VC level, which is a venture capital level. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's
Yep.
local VCs
Yep.
in Africa or Morocco, whatever. And then, they raise institutional money and then they can deploy it within a certain policy
Yep.
in certain markets with criteria and everything. But I think there's less exposure, less appetite to risk, I think,
Absolutely.
based or compared to Europe or compared to the US. That's my point of view.
Okay.
But I think it will increase with time as the country, or not the country, but I look at the continent moves forward, and you could see business sectors opening. I think because they're coming in. The Amazons are coming down here. The big players are coming down here. They're doing their own due diligence. They know the markets. They have their own advisors. They're not relying on local authorities. They're not relying on local
Information, data, etc.
They go get the information.
Yep.
They collect the information. They do their own due diligence.
Yep.
And based on that, they can deploy or not deploy their capital.
Yeah, it's a go or a no go basically. We call it go or a no go in the market. Yeah.
But it's happening because everybody knows Africa. I mean, this goes without saying. Everybody knows Africa is the next big thing.
Yep.
How you tackle Africa? I don't know. They know, but I think there's a lot of things to do here, man. There's a lot of things.
Yep. Yeah. Do you know? I'm pretty sure you're quite familiar with the ranking of doing business in Africa, and we've seen Morocco actually ranking and going actually top of the rank within Africa.
Yes.
With Egypt and South Africa, and it's very noticeable because those are the countries that they actually at the moment have highest GDPs. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I believe that the sectors that start creating that big brand and PR about Morocco, like the automotive, for example, became a kind of a driver for investment and driver of interest mainly, because I believe that's where things are moving forward. I will go back to one point that you mentioned is you talked earlier about the Shark Tank version of Morocco. I watched that myself in many versions, and we can really discuss and we can really keep talking around what's the outcomes or what's the return on investment from that. When you compare it, you look at the investment, for example, in US, we're talking about millions and millions of dollars. People coming, for example, selling 1% stake of a company for $500,000. So we're looking at completely different evaluation of companies compared to the Moroccan evaluation. But I believe, from my point of view, that it's a very positive note, because when you look at, for example, someone who's come in there and his idea is quite accepted by people that they are successful in the country, because they are entrepreneurs in the country, and they dealt with the local challenges.
Of course.
That's something quite interesting. And I believe that efforts should be more done to bring back the funding close to that. What does it take to be an entrepreneur or a successful entrepreneur?
Success
Simon?
in
Or
general.
success.
Again,
What's success for you? What is success? How do you define success?
you know, some people think success is just having a great family, it just living a good life. You know what I mean? Everybody can define success their own way. But if we talk about entrepreneurship and business, it's a shark world where people, you know, it's not straight arrow. It's not as straight as we think. But I have a story for this. I have a quick story, because I think we get taught a lot of things, especially like school, like they teach you. But I like stories. We relate to stories. So there's this guy that wants to, I've been told the story like 10, 15 years ago. And I told it in front of an audience in Canada, and it resonated. So this guy goes, I want to be successful. And his friends like, listen, if you want to be successful, there's a guru, an old man in a village, right? You go to him, he's going to make you successful. He's got a magic thing. The guy was like, really? Like, yeah, you got to go see him. And the next morning, the guy just dress up for success, dress for success type of thing, goes in a suit and everything, and goes to see the old man. See the old man, like, I've been told you can make me a success. The guy looks at him like, okay, come tomorrow, 8 a.m. The guy comes in sharp, well dressed again, ready for the day. The guy says, follow me. He's like, what do I follow you? Like, I thought it was a magic, he thought it was a magic pill.
Where are we going?
He show you this is the easy way in.
Yeah.
And then he follows him, keeps walking in the forest for about an hour. The guy's like, hey, come on, where are we going, old man? I thought I'm here to be successful. The guy said, just shut up and follow me. She keeps walking until a lake. They get to a lake. And then goes, no. The guy goes, this is crazy, man. Like, we're going to a lake and a forest and a 2-hour walk. What is this? And he goes into, like, and for the last time, the guru tells him, if you want to be successful, you shut up and follow me. And then you will be successful. And then he takes him by the hand, go into the water. The water gets to the neck level, right? And then the guy's like, okay. And he takes his head. So the guru takes the man's head, put it underwater for about a minute. So what happened after a minute? You suffocate. You just, you're with your head. You panic and you want to get out. And the guy pushes out, takes his head out of the water and looks at him. And the guy's like catching his breath and everything. And the guru asks him, what was the only thing you were thinking about when you were underwater? Only thing. Were you thinking about going partying? Were you thinking about going to sports, playing, doing this, doing it? The guy's like, no. What was the only thing? The guy was like, breathing. It was like, this is it. The day you're going to think about succeeding the same way you were thinking about breathing, you will succeed.
You will succeed in life.
Meaning, if you're not obsessed
with success,
you forget about it. You know why? Because you're going to be so knocked in the head, so bad, that you will never get up.
Yeah, your motivation
you're gonna be crazy.
Should be higher.
You're gonna be crazy.
Your motivation should be way higher from disappointments.
You're gonna be crazy. People think sometimes I'm crazy. I work all the time. I love what I do. It's challenges, it's ups and downs, but it's okay. It's part of the journey.
Absolutely.
So I think this is, for me, a great story that tells what it takes to be a successful person.
Thank you for that. It's an amazing story. Thank you very much, Simo. I believe it's my last question, last but not the least.
Sure.
What are your plans for the next coming years, Simo, professionally, personally, if you don't mind sharing as well?
My personal plans right now, based on what I do and what I've done and what I try to avoid in the next few years, is quality time. I'm awaiting a little baby.
Congratulations!
Thank you. And it's changed my perspective of life. And I think life is about. It's great. We all want to make money. We go to school, we get degrees, and because you pay your bills and you do your things, you travel, you need money. I get it, but it's a means.
Yep.
It's a choice. You buy choices. So for me, quality of life comes first now. So I think being financially free, that means doing what you want, when you want, travel when you want, and be with whoever you want at any time. It's a Thursday morning, 9 o'clock. You want to go to Prague with your family, come back. That's called financial freedom. It's not calling it rich or whatever. It's financially free. So being quality of life, which I was working like a dog for years. Now right now I'm tweaking my ways of doing things, my businesses, in a way where I'm having more time for myself and my family. But I love working. I just work smart now. I worked smart, but I think I was working smart. But I want to work smarter right now.
That's very
good. That's my next step.
Work-life balance. Yeah, the best work-life balance.
You need balance because we live only once, and I want to see my children grow, and you know, so and spend time with family. So I think this is the best you can achieve in life.
Well, Simo, thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you for coming today to Morocco English Radio, and definitely wish you all the success with your next coming plans with your work-life and balance. Yeah.
And I wish all the best to Morocco English and to you, Jalal. I think what you're doing is great. It is great outlet. It's my first opportunity doing a radio show. I try to talk to you in a very open-hearted way, but I think what you're doing is great, and I see this as a growing campaign for all of Morocco, in and out. So congratulations to you guys.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. Thank you very much. It's really, for your kind words, they're really, really touching us. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. This was Good Morning Morocco with Mr. Simo Al-Andalusi, the CEO of Lotus Capital. We will be back after the music break.